Hi, I'm Tom. In this guide I'll show you what you should pay attention to when you choose a machine with waterjet technology and what questions you should find answers to. Firstly, the machine and cutting samples. If possible, be present while samples are being cut. Cut samples of the same material, preferably your own material, which should be cut on different machines. Prepare your own sample project, ideally in DXF format, with internal holes, sharp corners, edges and so on. Observe the process from the moment of designing till the end of the cutting. If you can't be there physically, ask to have the whole process recorded on video. It's very important to see how the machine cuts. Then we can be sure how it works. Measure the cut parts very carefully. Check what the corners look like, especially from the outside. The hardest element for this machine to cut are the outer corners of thicker materials. In case of thicker materials, it's worth measuring the top and bottom edges of the element that's been cut. Keep the samples and record with which technological parameters they were cut. It's also a good idea to ask for the cost of cutting out such elements. Check the repeatability. Repeatability is the ability to repeat the production of the same element with the same tolerance. You won't reach your target if you need to cut an element 5 times to reach an acceptable effect. To check the repeatability, we make the same element in different points on the machine table. You can put one on the other and check if the lines and corners match. With a good machine, there shouldn't be any differences. Operating costs. It's worth asking what all the operating costs of the machine are and its effective hours of work. The following factors may have the greatest impact on the cost of a man-hour: the cost of electricity, water and sewage, the abrasive and service costs, spare parts, the purchase price and the labor of the operator. The people who use the machine on a daily basis know best how it works, so it's worth asking them. What surprises did they discover during the operation of the machine? Were there any other unexpected things? Did the machine supplier meet their expectations? We might get false information if the person we're talking to is a potential competitor. It's better to talk to someone from another region or a different industry. Please remember that people seldom admit having made a bad investment, and they might try to convince both themselves and you it was a sound investment. Looking for real bargains, it can be a good deal to buy a post-trade demonstration machine. The price is probably significantly lower. The transport of the machine is expensive, so the producer will lower the price if it doesn't have to be taken back to the warehouse. It's a win-win situation. There are probably many people willing to buy such machines, so it's worth asking about this type of offer a few days before the fair. An economic slowdown is a good time for purchases. When the economy slows down, it's a good time to buy a machine. If you have the resources, it could be good business, especially if there's a sudden crash and producers have large surplus stocks. Don't be fooled by the power of the pump. Remember that what counts is the power at the cutting head, not the power of the motor driving the pump. If you want to compare these parameters, ask several manufacturers about them. Remember that the greater the power of the engine, the more we will pay for electricity. Software is an important thing. A very important, perhaps even the most important element of any device is the control software. Good software should optimize the cutting paths, which guarantees the best quality and a short production time. This means that a pump and head with lower pressure can compete with a pump and head with high power in terms of cutting speed, precision and operating costs. If you buy cheaper machines, often equipped with universal drivers and software, not dedicated to this technology, you might save at the start, but in the long run you will pay more. Additional options. It is worth considering the purchase of a machine that can be extended with additional options in the future, even if it is more expensive, even at the same price, than a lower quality machine but with all accessories. Training employees. Training is also an important matter when purchasing, and it is good if it is included in the price of the machine. Find out what is included in such a training and how many people can participate in it. Part of this training package should take place after installation of the machine or even before, for example at the manufacturer or distributor's premises. Also check the availability of extracurricular training, because in the future you may need to use this option. If you think that you won't be able to choose such a machine by yourself, it is worth seeking professional technical advice or downloading the checklist, which is included in the description of this video. Thank you for your attention. I hope the material was helpful and helps you to choose the right machine. Goodbye.